How's it going, guys? It's the final render here. We are 25 hours away from the Fallout 76 beta. It is very, very exciting. We've been waiting for this day for maybe 4 months or so, and it is going to be absolutely awesome. We're going to be live streaming it here on this channel the moment the beta starts for its first initial 4 hours, and hopefully we can stream every single block that the beta is live for. That'll be very, very cool. However, I do want to go and tell you guys a little bit of information about how to get it and give you a little bit of warning, because not everybody has actually learned how to get their code yet. Some people actually do have their code, but they don't realize they have it. So I'm going to tell you guys now and also give you guys a warning in regards to the beta. That's very, very important. So if you have purchased the game on Xbox Live, it's not a problem. You can go ahead and download it by going onto the Microsoft Store, typing in Fallout 76, and you can find the client. But if you purchased a physical copy or from a different retailer, then you will need to actually go to Bethesda.net. I'm showing you this because there actually are some people who are not 100% aware of how to get their code, like Deadman, for example, on my Twitter, has got a code somewhere but hasn't been able to type it into Xbox One. So I'm going to tell you how to get your code right now. Firstly, you need to go into Bethesda.net right here. This is the account which I've got signed up with the Xbox, and you will need to go to redeem code, and then this is where you will type in the code that you got from Amazon, GameSpot, whatever it is that you got your game from. You'll go and type in your code here, and then once you've typed that in and it's been accepted, you will need to go to a different page. You will need to go to transaction history right here, and then as you can see, I went ahead and typed in my code on the 17th of October, and when I go into details, it gives me the Xbox Live code, and that's what you type into the Xbox Marketplace in order to actually get the download going. So therefore, if you've pre-ordered it and you still haven't got your code on Xbox One, this is how you get it. You must do that. It won't just activate for you. You must go and get this code on Bethesda.net and type it in to the Microsoft account. But obviously, as the extra warning I said, if you have already downloaded the beta, you must check it again, because the day before yesterday, there was actually a 47GB update to the beta. So if you downloaded it a few days ago, please make sure you double check that you've got everything updated and ready to go. I would hate to see some of you guys think you've got it downloaded, and then when the beta starts, you actually can't go and access it. So please make sure you double check that. It doesn't add 47GB to your download, it just replaces it. So make sure you double check that your beta is installed and ready to go. So now that's been said, I've told you guys how to actually get your hands on the beta. I want to spread a little bit of news that I'm sure many of you guys are very much aware of. But the last video we uploaded, we showed some of the information on the new Raider faction and also the Brotherhood of Steel. And I suspected that maybe every day leading up to the beta, Bethesda would reveal some more information, and indeed they did. Every day they have been releasing little bits of information about every faction in the game. Now, something I do need to say though, is that Bethesda have already confirmed that none of the people you see in these photos are alive. All the members of the factions are dead. Do not think this is a confirmation of confirmed NPCs or anything like that, or human NPCs I should say, because there are still loads of NPCs, they're just, you know, not human. So, firstly, we have one which we have heard about before, the first responders. All across America, they were the first to run into danger. The brave firefighters, police officers, and medical professionals who served selflessly in their communities after the bombs fell. They formed the responders. Their mission, help each other, no matter the cost. So in other words, the responders here, this new faction, is kind of like the Minutemen. You know, they are just people who selflessly try to help people, which I think is a nice thing, because I do think it's quite an important thing to note that if an event like in Fallout happened, people like ambulance drivers, police officers and fire department, they wouldn't just run into their bunkers, they would literally be outside trying to help people. And I think that's something which a lot of films and stuff often skip over, that there would be a lot of action from the emergency services. And this is their little attention put into there in Fallout 76, which I think is fantastic. And then of course the day after that, we got a brand new one. These are a group of people which I think are very, very exciting, and I can't wait to maybe see what some of their backstory is. So, On October 23rd of 2077, the world was plunged into nuclear war. But what if you expected the worst and planned for it? In Appalachia, a group of doomsday preppers did exactly that and organized as the Free States. They holed up in their bunkers and survived at least for a while. So, the Free States, which I think is a really cool concept, are just a bunch of people who built their own nuclear bunkers beneath their homes. There are loads of documentaries and stuff on people who build their own nuclear bunkers, and they've actually been put into the game, which I think is absolutely fantastic. I think secretly, deep down inside, everybody wishes that they had their own secret nuclear bunker, don't you? I think everybody secretly wishes that, at least all Fallout fans do. So I think it's very cool that these doomsday preppers are actually put into the game. It is a believable storyline, and I think it is a very, very cool faction. And the thing about these doomsday preppers, I think a lot of them kind of secretly want the bombs to fall, because they kind of like have this idea that they'll survive the blast and then they'll rebuild society because they hate current society. They'll try to rebuild it the way they think it should be done. So these guys might actually be enemies of, say, the first responders, for example. These guys are trying to help people, but these people might secretly want to rebuild society very quickly, and it may not be the best way. You know, they might have not thought about the best way to do it, so to speak. But if you really want law and order, we have our next faction. The Enclave is back, people. The Enclave are, of course, the remnants of the old world government, and here's what Bethesda has to say on them. Just before the bombs fell, the US leadership relocated to a remote oil rig just off the coast of San Francisco. The Enclave's mission is to re-establish governmental control of America's key locations, like a secret bunker hidden somewhere deep in Appalachia. This is obviously referring to the Greenbrier Hotel, and the Greenbrier Hotel has a huge bunker beneath it, and it is part of the main story. You can go there straight away, but there are certain parts of the bunker locked behind key cards, and I suspect that's when the kind of main story quest will end, at the bottom of the Greenbrier Hotel. And it's interesting, really, the Enclave being here. It does make perfect sense. It makes perfect sense that the Enclave are here for that reason, because apparently one of the main places where you launch the nukes is at the bottom of the Greenbrier. So it makes sense that the Enclave would want to go ahead and get control of that. And it is very cool to see the Enclave back, of course, because the Enclave had no presence at all in Fallout 4, with the exception of the fact that their power armor was in Fallout 4, but they actually weren't in the game at all. And I think it's really, really cool to finally see them back. This armor looks absolutely awesome. I can't wait to get my hands on some Enclave armor. That'll be absolutely fantastic. And I think it's awesome that they're finally here. I've always had a bit of a problem with the fact that their oil rig is in San Francisco. Because, I mean, if the government needs to quickly get to an oil rig, wouldn't it make sense to put it off the coast of New York or something, which is, you know, near Washington, D.C., as opposed to San Francisco, which is at the complete opposite end of the country. Oh, and also nearer China. But, I digress, I digress. So that is some of the cool new info on the factions, people. And of course, there is still time. We might even get one more faction today, for all I know. But why don't we very quickly double check and refresh the Fallout 76 Twitter page. This is where you get all this information. Nope, we just got a little Babby Vault Dweller. Isn't that sweet? So yeah, guys, just in summary, we've got all the new info on some of the new factions inside Fallout 76. And also, I've shown you how to get access to the game. Please, guys, if you already have it downloaded, double check there isn't an update, because I would hate to see you guys miss out the moment the beta starts. And as I said, people, it actually starts on the 23rd of October at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe that is midnight for me. We are going to be live streaming it straight away as soon as it starts, and it's going to be fantastic. And I can't wait to see some of you guys there. $5 and up Patrons and YouTube members who have Xboxes. I have added some of you to my actual Xbox account so we can squad up. If you are a YouTube member or you are a $5 and up Patron, let me know what your Xbox Live account is so I can add you, and then we can squad up when we are live streaming and recording in the next few weeks. So thank you very much for watching, guys. This has been the final render, and you've been the audience. I will see you in about 25 hours or so, 24 and a half hours, for when we start live streaming the beta. Bye-bye for now.